Hey guys, Anthony Ogogo here, founder and head coach of Ogogo Fitness Elite Coaching with the awesome Zoe Garlington and a wonderful former client now. She just left the program, Becky Martins. How are you, Becky?
Yeah, really good. Thank you.
You look wonderful. You look amazing.
You.
So tell the fine people watching this, how much weight have you lost in the last 6 months?
I started at 82 and a half and I'm now 71.
Zoe, do the maths in just both pounds and kilograms for the North Americans watching this video.
Becky has lost 11.5 kilos.
Which is basically 25 pounds, but 23 and a half, 24 pounds.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight. It's done a really, really good job.
Massive round of applause, young. Before telling how I feel, why did you join the program? Why did you want to lose weight?
After having my little girl, I think that first year was motherhood, supporting, growing my little girl. And then I think I got to the point like a year in that I'd obviously postpartum wise not lost the weight that I wanted to, and I just wanted to start something where I got back on track. And I always looked at it as it's an investment in me, but also an investment in my family. Like if I'm happy, they're happy. If I'm feeling great, they're gonna feel great. So yeah, it was a thing that I've done for everybody, not just for me.
You said to me on one of our early calls, you said to me that you're a significantly better mum and better wife now because you're fitter, because you're healthier, because you're happier.
Yeah.
And that was like weeks into the journey. And we've come so much further from that. So talk to us about some of the things you were feeling that first year of motherhood, which, I've got a mom, I've got 4 sisters, I've got a lovely, lovely partner. She had a baby. Obviously, that first year, it's a hard year.
So tough.
It's a hard year.
It's so tough. It's so tough. Like sleep deprivation, it's challenging going through each of the stages of a baby going
The
through all the little
stages. I
milestones.
remember the stages.
Yeah.
The milestones.
Don't know what I was doing. And I think you are just surviving. So for me, it was very much like, I'll just grab this and I'll just grab that. But there wasn't any thought behind it. It was literally grab and go. So yeah, it was a tough first year, but we got through it. And then then I joined the plan in December.
So you joined in December. Can you remember, on that call, I asked you, Becky, look in the mirror, right? Tell me what you see. Do you remember how you described yourself, looked in the mirror back then?
So for me, I didn't see myself who I used to be, certainly body-wise, like pre-mum. But I think then as well, I just felt like miserable, not motivated, and just genuinely like unhappy with where I was up to. I was obviously happy being a mum and I've got a gorgeous little girl, but in terms of like my body and like mentally where I was up to with my body, that is how I felt.
Remember the number you gave me out of 10?
Yeah.
That's a 10 out of 10 being the most beautiful, most confident, 0 out of 10 being the complete opposite. Remember the number you gave me?
Yeah, 2.
2.
2.
Wow. You felt that low. So 6 months have gone by, right?
Yeah.
You've lost 11.5 kilograms, 23, 24 pounds, working out, eating well. You become a better mother for your daughter, a better wife to your husband. Your words, not mine, right?
Yeah.
So when you look in the mirror now, do you see the same miserable person? Well, tell us what do you see?
So for me, I would, going on the scale of 10, I would now give myself an 8 out of 10. I know my journey's
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yet.
Quadrupled your self-worth in like 6 months.
Yeah, and it's not finished yet. I'm not quite where I want to be, but I'm so proud of how much I've achieved in a short space of time. We've always said like life keeps life, but it's then trying to just overcome everything. So it hasn't been the easiest challenges of like a toddler, sleep deprivation and all of those other challenges, but then like being poorly and trying to overcome different stuff, like it's been a nightmare. But yeah, just trying to get through each week. But then those weeks rolled into months, and then all of a sudden I've then lost, I've then got down to like 71 kilos like as of this week. So yeah, that's why I'd say 8 out of 10, because I feel like so much happier, energetic, motivated. Obviously now Litland's now walking. That definitely helps because I can keep up with her. Like, you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. So yeah, like I would absolutely say I'm not finished my journey yet, but I'd definitely say like an 8 out of 10, how I feel and look.
Well, that's amazing for us. 8 out of 10 is amazing. And guess what? we never finish our journeys.
Yeah.
We're stories that keep getting written,
Yeah.
right? We're never ending. So let's bring in the wonderful, the super smart, the amazing coach Zoe to the conversation. Zoe, talk to us about Becky. What have you been doing with her the last 6 months?
Becky, I'm really sad you're leaving, actually. You have been
Oh.
one of my absolute favorites. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone you've been one of my favorites. I have absolutely loved working with you because multitude of reasons, as you just say, you know, there's so many things that have tried to bring you down over the last 6 months, from chest infections to, you know, all of these horrible things that have happened and all of the amazing things that just take up time. Just take up time. And like you say, life has kept lifing. And you have not only been positive every single week when things have been really, really hard for you, but you've cracked on against all odds, you know? And it's been so lovely to work with you because even when you have had 1,000 things going on, you're the first one to send me a form video. You're the first one to be like, oh, why am I doing this? And how can I improve this? And you're so inquisitive. It's honestly just been an absolute pleasure. And I
you.
know that, like Anthony says, your journey never ends, but I know you're going to keep on with this. And I know that you have actually truly changed your life. And that really means something.
Yeah. Thank you.
Honestly, it's been so good. Okay, so welcome myself with Zoe, the whole team. What are some of the things you enjoyed or got the most from, like beneficial things working with us being part of this team?
I think for me it was getting back into the fitness, like pre-baby and like a long time pre-baby. Like I used to love like lifting weights and everything. So I think, you know, like the form videos, I loved doing the form videos to get my technique right. Then once I'd like nailed that, it was then trying to push myself lifting like my weights and stuff. So I've got my big old orange 16 kilo now that I'm using. So yeah, I think for me the biggest thing was just like getting back into the fitness side of things, mixing it up with like the cardio, because I've always like enjoyed the cardio, and making the most of like my cross trainer that was collecting dust before this. It wasn't doing anything. So like it's nice to like use that again. Like this whole thing has just been an invest, the way I see it is like an investment in me and to my family. So yeah, I've absolutely loved you know, like learning all the nutritional stuff. Like there's so much like I've learned about like nutrition that I didn't know before. And yeah, I think that combined with the fitness, I've really enjoyed doing it all together.
Me and Zoe always talk about how inquisitive you are. You want to learn. You want to learn. You've
Yeah.
been a sponge, which is great because this is a slimming world where you come each week and we gatekeep the secrets to help you to keep you coming back.
Yeah.
It's a happy and sad moment when somebody leaves the program because basically, you know, like yourself, you're one of the amazing success stories. The fact because you've come in, you've got what you've needed to get from us, and now you've learned the skill to do it for the rest of your life. And your journey will carry on because of the things you've been taught, right? And you know what to do now. And we're so happy. We're so happy about that. Have your family, have hubby, as your parents, your friends, have they seen a change in you the last 6 months?
Yeah, yeah. So we had a family gathering recently, and it was so nice that so many people were like, "Oh my god, you've like lost so much weight!" And I'd got like this pink like floral dress on, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And she's like back in her stilettos and everything. So it's like those little bits that you're like, "Yes, like love this," and like
Yeah.
um,
And
it was so nice. Yeah,
no injections anywhere. No
yeah,
Ozempic, no Manjaro. You've actually done
yeah,
it properly. You've done it properly,
yeah,
healthily. You've learned the habits. So the
yeah,
weight you've lost, it's not going to come flying back on like a lot of people do. And,
yeah,
you know, you're just healthier. You're just a healthier individual, a better,
yeah,
stronger, fitter, healthier. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10 is huge. Like
yeah,
I say this all the time. That the number on the scales, I'm not fussed about. People say, "Oh, I want to get down to so and so." I was last happy at that way. And me and Zoe both know the numbers are irrelevant. If you're not a boxer, MMA fighter, or a jockey, the number you weigh on the scales is totally irrelevant because you haven't got to weigh something to be happy.
yeah,
Most people get to their happiness way before they get to that number. So that number, that goal weight is totally irrelevant. The only number I care about is that number when you look in the mirror, how do you feel? Because when you feel a 2 out of 10 and when you feel an 8 out of 10, the energy you put out into the world, what you give your husband, your family, your daughter, that's different. And then when you give that out much more, you get back much more. And life is a mirror. And what you give out, you get back. And you're just giving out way better energy now. And I remember our first call very clearly before Christmas. You now are a whole different specimen to you back then.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
It's
100%.
just, it's beautiful to see. So, last two questions today. So, hesitations. Were
Yeah.
you hesitant before starting the program? If so, what was it about, and what made you push through and do it anyway?
So I think we both know I absolutely was hesitant, and I was like, I don't. Obviously, like I knew I needed something to change. Like something had to change because of all the things that we discussed. And I think I was hesitant because I didn't know what that like journey like looked like for me. But then I think, yeah, I chatted to like my husband, and I was like, I need to do this because it's an investment in myself and get back to where I was physically and like mentally like pre-baby. And I think I took something from me from that initial call that I think helped push like through that decision of like, you've already done the thinking. So it's just like the actioning of it, if you know what I mean. Like I've already thought before we'd had our call that I knew like I wasn't happy where I was at to, but I knew where I wanted to roughly get to. So I'd already done that thinking pre-call. And then it was actually like, we talked about the journey, we talked about the program, talked about like, what, like you said, like that self-worth was to begin with and where I wanted to get to. And then for me, I just think, after those conversations, I had to push through and do it. And it's absolutely 100% like the best decision I've made, pushing through and doing it. Because
Love
I've
that.
like done it. I think for me, now I'm like 8 out of 10. I've done it, but I will continue, if you know what I mean. So yeah.
What you've done, you've backed yourself, you believed in yourself, and you pushed through when you easily could have said, no, I don't want to do it. Nobody thinks themselves healthy. You can't think yourself 23 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Action gets you where you want to get to. Now, having the right system, the team, the belief, the support, a large part of it as well is people don't believe they can do something because most people, they've tried before and they've failed, right? So what if I failed again? Well, as you've seen for myself, we don't let you fail when you join the program. All you got to do is come in and give it a go. And any energy you give, we're going to match it and some to get you to where you want to get to because, we are the experts. Zoe is the expert. I'm just there to look. I'm just the eye candy next to Zoe. That's what I am. Anyway, the last question today. Anybody watching this video thinking, yeah, it's okay for Becky, like, it's not going to work for me, and they're sitting on the fence. What advice can you give them to get them off the fence?
You do it, like follow through, like you know where you want to get to, and the A Go Go program will help you get there.
Boom. Beautiful. Love that. Any parting words?
If you come in with the same energy as Becky, then you can't fail. You literally can't fail. It would be impossible.
Thank you so much for being an amazing person to work with, and I wish you all the very best in your future.
Thank you.